Welcome, Music City Kings fans from Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Louisville Heat. Dr. Steve, no Robert Bates tonight. My Louisville color commentator is unable to make it. Happy Mother's Day weekend to all the mothers out there. The coolest mother in my life, Heather, is with me in Robert Bates' stead. She will be running the camera and be in your eyes. I'm Dr. Steve, and I'll be in your ears. Music City coming off a big win last weekend against the Georgia Kangaroos. Come up to Louisville to take on the Heat in a game that was mercifully rescheduled from tomorrow, Mother's Day, to today, Saturday. So we are one and all, the Music City Kings staff and players, grateful to be home with our wives, girlfriends, and mothers to celebrate Mother's Day accordingly. We're going to try to keep the stream going as well as we can today. I've got to use the hotspot on my phone because we have no Wi-Fi here in the community center. Nice little gym here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we're going to start, let's see, I'm a little bit out of breath. We have to jump up onto the stage here. Remember last time we were in this building, Robert and I brought you the game that Music City won by 1 point in an exciting 99-98. I believe that was the score. I didn't look back in the archives, but it was when we played the Louisville Blues. Today's the Louisville Heat. There are, from what I understand, a few members of the Blues on their team, as are a few members of the Kentucky Enforcers from the Spring League NABL team. We are moving from the spring leagues into the summer leagues here. Music City starting off with Obunaka, L.A., Aaron Rodgers at guard. Who else do we have? I will call out the rest as I see them. Kylan Holt, Trey Starks, and Isaiah round out the bunch. Louisville, couple of errant passes. Now, they don't have numbers that are easily visible from the front, so I'll have to catch the shooters and point makers as they're running back up the floor. Louisville misses on the first attempt from the field for either team. Music City grabs the rebound and runs to the other end. Holt tried to pass into the paint to Trey Starks. That got picked off. Louisville in transition coming through. Nice kick-out pass. Into the paint, big hop, skip, and jump. Trey Starks was able to slap the ball. Several referees called. I think there was some confusion among the refs. Finally, the one down closest to us called traveling. I think that was the right call. Louisville's player took a big jump and then an extra step, tried to get the ball up in the air, but it was pinned against his body by an accurate defensive hand on the part of the Kings. Music City, other side of the floor, Trey Starks with a big three to start off scoring. Music City goes ahead. 1 minute into the game. We have 4 12-minute periods. This is an OBA game. Number 13, Franklin. I don't have first names for the Heat, only last names. Franklin misses short into the hands of Trey Starks. Starks lets Obunaka run out ahead of him and then starts the Kings down the floor. Rodgers up high to Obunaka. Obunaka, a little bit out of his range, gets it back to Starks, who drives toward the edge of the paint, gets it to Obunaka between the free throw line and the top of the circle, and Dominic hits. Obunaka with a perfect swish from just beyond the free throw line puts Music City ahead 5-0. Down comes Louisville. Long three-point attempt. That one is bounced out high. Obunaka got a hand on it and now rips the rebound down. Dominating under the basket is Dominic. Rodgers fast in transition. Kicks it out to Starks from outside the three. Starks a little bit long. Volleyballed right back to him. Obunaka to Starks. Starks then got fouled. Trey, not sure if they'll put him to the line or not. White 13 is the foul. That on Mr. Franklin. First foul call of the game. Trey Starks will shoot 2 free throws. Starks misses the first one. We have our little dog with us, and I was petting the dog while Trey was shooting that shot. Heather, quick to tell me he missed the first, but he did hit the second. Starks has 4 of Music City's 6 points. Music City goes ahead 6-0. Scoreboard hasn't caught up to it yet. We'll make sure that happens. Out high, Louisville taking a look inside. Great defense by Obunaka on Louisville Heat center. Obunaka had him tied up. The Heat guard had nowhere to go with that. Little shot in the lane. Obunaka rips down another rebound. Dominic dominating on the defensive boards. Rogers to Starks. Starks into Obunaka. Obunaka immediately picked up by a guy who's about half his size. Isaiah with the long shot off the rim. Here comes Louisville. Counterpunch Heat. Into the paint, kicks it out to their big man who charges in. They're going to call him for the charge, in fact. That's number 2, Longmire. Longmire gets called for the charge. 2 fouls, 2 team fouls on the Louisville Heat, and Nashville takes over. Should I say Music City takes over from their own baseline. Holt inbounds to L.A., and we're underway. L.A. to Starks. Starks is across the half court, the timeline. Starks to Obunaka. Obunaka showed a little range with that jump shot from just beyond the line earlier in the game. L.A. out to Holt. Holt tried to find a little room with a pump fake. Nice defense by the Heat to pick him up. Out to Allen Rogers. Rogers crosses over with Starks. Thought about going to Trey. Went inside to Obunaka. Obunaka put the ball on the floor. Almost got picked off and then missed the layup. Dominic wishes he had that one back. We'll see if he can get a defensive stop on this end of the floor. Franklin picked up by Holt. 13 on 13 going on out there. Franklin into the paint, and nice job by Franklin to finish. We are almost 3.5 minutes into the game. That's Louisville's first points of the game. Obunaka, soft touch. Nice shooter move by Dominic. He's got 4 points. Nashville, I've got at 8. They still have Nashville having 5 on the scoreboard. Now they're up to 7. I do believe they missed that free throw by Trey Starks. All the way down, Kylan Holt, 2 steps. He must have gotten bumped because that one didn't hit the rim or the backboard. Rogers with the rebound put back, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Well, I'm not sure if I have the scoring wrong, but the scorekeeper now has it. Okay, now they have adjusted. Scorekeeper must have looked down at the game sheet and saw that Music City has 10, and now we are in simpatico. Shaq checks into the game. Big Tank Davis takes Obunaka's place. Starks and Rogers stay in the game. Isaiah's still in the game, and Holt is still in the game. So Kylan is the last of those 5 that I saw. Sorry, I was ending one thought before I should have begun the other thought. The only substitution is Davis in for Obunaka. Rogers can't complete the 3. Rebound Louisville. Here they come. 10-2 in favor of the Kings. It's really been all Music City this afternoon. Franklin tried to drive the paint. Kylan Holt, fast hands on defense. KY slaps that ball out of bounds. Franklin tried to drive on him. Holt cut him off. When Franklin pulled back, Holt just smacked the ball out of his hands. Around the horn goes Louisville. Long 3 in and out. Rebound Davis. Here comes Shaq. Shaq to Starks. Starks, little pump fake to Rogers. Kicks it out to Holt. Back to Rogers. Music City working the perimeter. Rogers has it up high. He's immediately picked up. Good defense by Louisville. Fast feet, fast hands. Rogers took a couple of big steps into the paint, and Louisville had him well defended. The ball goes out of bounds off of Louisville. Kenneth Beard, KB, comes in for Kylan. Beard is number 0, wearing his traditional O. Holt takes a seat. Everybody scatters. That leaves Isaiah wide open under the basket. Nice job by Rogers to find him, and Music City jumps out by double digits, 12-2. 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Ball comes in. I don't have a number 12 on my score sheet. Foul is on Trey Starks. They're calling him for a hold. Was not in the act of shooting. Not sure what number 12's name is. I don't have a 12 on my score sheet, and I got it right from the scorer's table. They're saying that Kimberland, number 4, got hit in the head. Another foul on Trey Starks. 2 quick fouls on number 4 for Music City. That will send number 4 for Louisville to the line. Kimberland made that basket, so he will have 1 shot to complete the 3-point play. And on the purple side of the, half-court line, we've got Ladarius Palmer coming in to replace Trey Starks. Starks sits down with 2 quick fouls. Louisville can't complete the 3-point play. Both teams might have a little bit of butterflies coming into the game. Music City with a long drive to get here, trying to get their legs under them and doing a good job so far. KB out to Isaiah. Isaiah in rhythm. Can't hit that one. Just a little bit short. Rebound Louisville. Here they come. Louisville looking to get into the paint. Tank is there. 12 kicks it out to Franklin, and Franklin can't handle the pass. Nice job by Shaq to cut that baseline off. 12 tried to sneak under the basket. Shaq was bodying him up and making sure there was no room to shoot. He was way too far under the glass. Out to Tank. Davis has range. He can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Rogers, L.A., all the way downtown. Nice move by Rogers. He's got 4 on the evening. 14-4 is our score. Franklin out and around the horn goes Louisville. They're going to try a 3. They can't do it. Right into the arms of Alan Rogers. I did that one on purpose. KB looking for the foul. Can't nail that shot, but rebound Isaiah. Out to KB, who's getting pressured out of bounds. Number 12 gets a hand in and punches at the ball. Out of bounds on Louisville. Music City. Mike Neal comes off the bench. Neal, Ladarius, KB, Shaq, and Isaiah. Isaiah, the only remaining starter, still on the floor. Shaq to Ladarius. Ladarius, I don't know if he wasn't ready for that one. It bounced off both of his hands into the hands of Louisville, who comes down and buries the 3. That was number 00, Anar. Louisville has a 0 and a 00. 00 is Anar, a nice 3-pointer. So they have halved Music City, 14-7 in favor of the Kings. Ladarius back out to Shaq high. Shaq decides to take the shot. I thought that looked in. It was right on target from my vantage point. Nice hustle play by number 4 for Louisville. He brings it all the way up and down, and Kimberland has 4 points to lead the Heat in scoring, 14-9. Kimberland cuts the lead to 5. KB trying to stop the bleeding, extend Music City's lead back to 7. Isaiah has a guy all over him. I think that's Kimberland again. Now that's Franklin. Isaiah and Franklin holding hands. In and out for Neal. Music City coming up cold the last few times down the floor. Franklin with the rebound. Franklin been very active on both sides of the floor. Kimberland out, in and out, actually off the back of the rim by another guy whose number I don't have on my roster, number 5 for Louisville. 2 men shall remain nameless, but not that guy. Kenneth Beard, KB, comes down with a big 3, and Music City needed that one. Down the floor comes that number 5. Gets put in the hands of Kimberland, back out to number 5, over our number 5, Big Shaq, and number 5 for Louisville has a couple of points. He worked for that one. You don't shoot over Shaq very easily. KB has Franklin all over him, and Franklin's going to get called for the personal foul. That's 2 on Franklin, as Franklin has been very active, as I mentioned, on both ends of the floor. It'd be good to get him into foul trouble early, and that one wasn't really anything Music City did. KB just trying to dribble out of the zone. Franklin all over him, smacked him one too many times, got a little too much arm or a little too much body. We're under 4 minutes to play, and Music City has the ball and a 6-point lead. Shaq Davis out high. Taking a look. Looks like he wants to put the ball on the floor and does. I think they're calling a turnover. Not sure if he had the ball too long. 1, 2. Well, it looked like a foul on Music City. I didn't see who it was on, so as is the case for most of these games where we're not down by the scorer's table, we're going to have to just kind of guess at some of the fouls. I don't have them all, but we'll call the ones that I can see. Holt over to Ladarius. Ladarius out to Mike Neal. Neal under the basket to Shaq. Shaq's got the height advantage and the will advantage, and Shaq puts down his first 2 points of the afternoon. Boy, last week it was the afternoon. I kept saying evening. This week it's the evening. I'm saying afternoon. Let's see who this one's on. It is on number 5. That is the aforementioned Shaq Davis, his first personal foul, presumably. There was one called. I didn't catch the number, but that is the way it goes. 3:02 remaining, the first quarter. Dr. Stephen Heather with you from Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you for joining us for Music City Kings basketball. The shooter does not have a number on the front of his T-shirt. Louisville has T-shirt style uniforms. So when he turns to run back the other way, I'll get you his number. He has made both of them. That is 00 Anar. He now has 5 points and cuts Music City's lead to 6. Under 3 minutes to play. KB out to Shaq. Shaq, the big man, pulls Louisville's big man out high. You've got to guard him. Shaq can dribble. He can pass. He can shoot. He can put back several offensive tips. But he doesn't find the bottom of the net this time. Here comes Louisville. Kimberlin brings it down to 00, and Anar hits another three-pointer. Anar now has 8 points off the bench for the Heat. Let's see if our 0 can get something cooking. 19-17. The lead is down to 2, and KB is on fire. Holy smokes. Kenneth Beard dribbled that one down to just outside the arc. Nobody picked him up, so he just dropped the shot. 0 grabbed the offensive rebound. Coach Eric Bell yelling, you got to box out. Shaq threw it right into 0-0's hands, and Anar makes him pay for it. Another deuce for Anar. He's got 10. Music City shooting themselves in the foot. And again, right to Kimberlin. Kimberlin knocked KB to the ground. No call. That one could have gone either way in my mind. Music City fast on transition. Holt brought it down. Got a dangler on the end of the rim. And Mike Neal finished that one off. That's Neal's first points of the afternoon. I'm just going to keep saying afternoon. I like the game. The name afternoon. The 3 syllables kind of rolls off the tongue. Beard to Ladarius, back to Beard. It's not afternoon. It's almost 7 o'clock at night here in Louisville. It's sort of afternoon in Nashville. We're an hour behind. Shaq way high and nothing but net. Tank showing Louisville's big man, you got to come out to guard me. Number 12 giving him some props coming back down the floor. No, I don't have 12's name. 12 and 5. Players who shall remain nameless. Kimberlin into number 12. 12, nice grab by 12. Gets it out to the guy wearing Michael Jordan's number, Robinson, who can't hit the 3. Rebound Shaq down the floor. Shaq tried to dribble behind himself. Ball got hung up on the backyard there and went over to Louisville. Oh, nice inbound pass by Kimberlin to number 12, and 12 buries it. 2 points, the first 2 points for the unnamed number 12. We're down to 30 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Music City looks like KB will be going for the last shot of the quarter. No shot clock here in the OBA. KB buries it anyhow. KB coast to coast. Now 14 seconds left. Number 5 is going to be called for traveling. Referee gave the carry signal. Call that one either way. Looks like Music City will have another chance on the offensive end of the floor. 11.5 seconds remain. Plenty of time for the Kings to bring their lead back to 10. Try to take a double-digit lead into quarter number 2. It's 29-21 as we sit. 8-point lead for the Kings and almost 12. Well, the clock started even though it shouldn't have. Referee caught it, and it looks like we're going to do the whole thing over again. The clock is not supposed to start until the player who is in bounds touches the ball. And the teams sometimes use that strategy to let the ball dribble as far as it'll go toward their offensive basket. so that they get the ball as close as possible without burning any time. The clock has been, wow, nice nimble fingers by the scoreboard operator here in Louisville. Immediately got the time back to 11.5 seconds. So we'll do it again. Shaq inbounding to KB. We've got Mike Neal, KY, and Ladarius out on the floor for the Kings. Referee says, hang on a second, and is trying to work something out over at the scorer's table. Gives the thumbs up, and we'll be underway. Louisville has since sent a defender out by KB so that Music City can't do the same thing all over again. Shaq hit Ladarius, who threw the ball. He's going to say, I meant to do that, as Mike Neal. Ladarius looked like, oh, he's going to get another shot, and it goes in. Wow, let me explain what happened there. Long pass from KB to Ladarius. It was beautiful. Ladarius threw the ball over the rim. Mike Neal, it might even have been an alley-oop. I'm not sure Ladarius meant to shoot that ball. Neal was able to put it down, and in the ensuing Louisville offensive possession, their player lost control of the ball. Ladarius picked it up, and with 2 seconds to go, ran the half-court distance to the goal and shot it down. So Music City very quickly goes up by 12. That was a nice 4-point turnaround from up 8 to up 12 at the end of the first quarter, 33-21 in favor of Music City. Been a pretty bland first period. A lot of scoring for sure, but compared to some of the high emotion we've had in a few of, well, probably 2 of the last 3 or 3 of the last 4 games, this game fairly low-key. Both teams relatively subdued emotionally. Music City taking it right to Louisville. Louisville fought back a bit at the midpoint of quarter number 1, and then Music City, with a quick flurry at the end of the quarter, jumps back out to their biggest lead of the game, 33-21. 3 more quarters of basketball. Let me remind everybody, if you are in the Nashville area, you have got to come down to Lighthouse Christian School Saturday night, 7 o'clock tip-off against, once again, our heated rival, the Georgia Kangaroos. This might be the game for all the marbles. Come on down. Bring the family. Great family atmosphere. A lot of fun, and 2 teams that are about as evenly matched as you will find 2 teams. Every game against the Kings goes down to the wire. Kylan has to throw the ball behind KB because everybody was covered. KB scampers and grabs it. Good strategy by both 13 and 0 on that one. Holt out to Tank. Davis, long shot short. He was calling that one from the second he let it go. It is rebounded by Franklin. Franklin down, other end of the floor. Somehow that went in. Nice power move by Franklin. He's got 4, and the lead is down to 10. I say down to 10. Music City has been in charge for, I would guess, 80% of this game. Over and back is the call. KY knew he was getting close to recrossing the timeline. And as he was falling backwards, he tried to just throw the ball toward his goal. But one of his heels, or possibly his backside, landed on the floor before that happened, and we have a turnover. Under 11 and a half. Louisville's big man checking back in the game, Longmire. Mike Neal is on him underneath. Obunaka is back in for Music City. Obunaka goes out to challenge the shot. And that makes Cox, who is number 0. Cox saw Obunaka coming, probably panicked a little bit, and shuffled his feet. Traveling, turnover, ball to the Kings. Here comes Ladarius. Ladarius going down the right-hand side. Tried to pass to Obunaka. He got hit by number 13. So Franklin's got 3 fouls on him. That's good news. Franklin, one of the better players on the Heat, already in semi-foul trouble. He has half of his allotment already called on him, and we've just started quarter number 2. Franklin takes the seat. Louisville's coach cycles him out to try to save his penalties for the second half, perhaps. Referees talking amongst themselves, and now come over to make an adjustment on the scoreboard, it looks like. Scoreboard reads 11:04, and as far as I remember, oh, okay. Heather, with those eagle eyes, notices that they had it still on the clock as quarter number 1. So the referee changes it to the second period, which is where it should be. 11:04 is still the time. 33-23 is the score. Music City by 10, with possession of the ball inbounding right at the half-court line. If any of you have been watching Music City Kings basketball, you know 3 months ago we were in this gym, and I commented how narrow the sidelines are. Mike Neal, reverse layup. Neal making a living in the dirty part of the floor. Neal with 3 close-range baskets as Neal is unstoppable under that net. Long arms, tall body, and an accurate shot tonight. KB to Neal. Neal got stuck under the basket. Out to Ladarius, who got the roll. Ladarius Palmer drives his total up to 4. Good ball movement by the Kings. Timeout, Heat. Louisville trying to stop the bleeding. The Heat jump out to their biggest lead of the evening, 37-23, 14-point lead by the Heat, and Louisville trying to answer. Music City, I'll say this. Music City, every guy on that team is an athlete, running up and down the floor, and when Music City gets a little swerve in their game, they are going to run another team to death. So probably a good strategy by Louisville's coach just to slow the game down, give his players a chance to catch their breath. There are very few teams that are as athletic all the way up and down the roster as the Music City Kings. They can keep bringing fresh legs off the bench and keep coming at you. So Louisville, their coach, feeling momentum tipping heavily in favor of the Kings, decides to kill that momentum. And we break huddle. Referees conferring at center court. 3 referees for this game. I don't know if that'll be standard now in the OBA or how this will go. We typically have 2 refs. But 3 refs probably call a tighter game. We're calling the proceedings to order. Just run down the scoring quick. KB's got 8, Mike Neal with 6, Rogers and Starks and Ladarius with 4 apiece, as does Dominic. 2 for Isaiah and 5 for Shaq. Louisville taking on Obunaka and Kylan. Those are 2 big men. Louisville trying to move it around. In for Longmire, and Longmire, they're going to call Music City for a penalty. Well, we'll see if that basket counts. The basket did count. Credit that basket to Longmire, and Longmire then pushed off. So Longmire with a bucket and a penalty, all within about a half second of each other. 37-25. KB lost that one clean. He was unhit, but Louisville comes down. Number 1, I don't have him either. Now Ladarius misses. Both teams with some sloppy play. We'll see if we can right the ship here. No harm done. We're kind of back where we used to be. Big pick up top. Kylan got picked off hard by, boy, another guy whose number I don't have. Number 8, I don't have his name. Ladarius thought he had that one. He froze in his shooter's pose for a second. Number 1 goes into the stage and then gets hacked by referee calling the foul. If it's on Obunaka, he is a bit incredulous. He couldn't believe it. It's not. It's on Ladarius. Ladarius with his first foul of the evening, presumably. I missed one from Music City. Didn't catch the number. Either way, that will send number 11. Are you sitting down? I don't have his number or name either, but he did make the first free throw. Louisville is sort of the nameless team. We got the book directly from the scorer's table with all the players' names and jersey numbers. I'm not sure if the players have different numbers on than usual or if they have a few subs because of Mother's Day being tomorrow. Some of the players may have had mom obligations, as do some of the Music City Kings, which is why we're playing with a little bit shorter of a bench than normal. Of course, Zach Zorfleet, in his bid to take over the universe, torqued his knee as we took on Indiana. Nice little banker there by Trey. Trey Starks jumps up to 6 points. Zorfleet still nursing an MCL injury. We'll see when he's able to get back. Number 4, that was Kimberland. Looked like he was going to take a shot. Ended up passing the ball to Heather. That almost took out our broadcast facility here in beautiful Louisville. The ball fortunately hit the front of the stage we are on, and that slowed its momentum enough to not take out any of our equipment. Shaq with a little stutter step gets it to L.A. and how did Rogers miss that? Boy, Rogers had his shot. Nice little jumper, unfortunately in and out. All the way around the world. Nice job. Boy, Kimberland almost scored on that one. It would have been a highlight reel bucket. All the way out to number 11 who buries it. He's got 5. 39-30. Despite that 3, Music City still has a 9-point lead and looks to make it double digits. Starks is out with Isaiah, Dominic, Rogers, and Shaq. We have the Twin Towers. Although Dominic is built like the Washington Monument and Shaq is built like a condo. Foul on Louisville. They're saying he hacked an arm. That'll put somebody on the line. Let's see if I can get the number here. Is number 1 or number 2? I'm going to call it number 2. I don't have a number 1 anywhere on my sheet, so we're going to credit that foul to Longmire. Longmire is out on the floor. He is their biggest man, and he has to come out as Music City is in the 2 centermen, has their 2 centermen. Geez, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Configuration. Shaq on this end of the floor making sure Louisville doesn't cherry pick. Rogers has his man right at half court. Obunaka misses the first, hits the second. He's got 5 on the afternoon, and Music City is indeed up by 10. Around to the nameless number 11. Rogers has him. Longmire on the pick. Louisville working the perimeter. Gets it to the equally nameless number 1. Another errant pass by Louisville. Boy, number 8, whose name I do not have, missed that ball. Maybe I got the scorer sheet of a different team. All right, into Shaq. It's embarrassing for the broadcaster to not have these names. Davis, turn, rim, in and out. How did that one not fall? Looks like somebody got an arm as number 11 was trying to dribble it out of there. Ref says inbounded from the spot of the foul. That is on number, I think it was on number 4. Let's see if it has a 4 or a 5. Boy, I'm not going to guess on that one. That was either Starks or Shaq who was called for that one. The ball carrier was trying to dribble through heavy traffic, and somebody got his arm. All right, either way, Louisville in the paint, no way. Too good. Oh, man, tough defense by Music City and a little celebration by Anar as he is able to live in the land of the trees. Looks like Obunaka is going to get called for the foul away from the ball. Obunaka with a pained look on his face. Coach E-Money shouting some encouragement to Obunaka. Music City still up by 8. 7:12 remaining in the first half. Rogers gets picked by number 8 so that number 11 can dance around up high. He's picked up now by Starks. Anar taking a look, tries to get around Rogers, hits Longmire for a long 3, trying to show some range, can't hit it. Rogers grabs the ball. They're going to call a jump ball. Good hustle by Anar, who came over and tied up Rogers. Rogers tried to fall backwards and out of the line of fire, but Anar was able to tie him up, and we're actually going to jump it off. 0-0 for Louisville. Jumping against Rogers. Both men are roughly the same height. We'll see who's got better ups. Rogers getting down low. Rogers won that jump. Isaiah picks up that loose ball, gets it into Obunaka, takes one big step and puts it through the hole. Isaiah to Obunaka to the bottom of the net. 7 points for Dominic and a 10-point lead for Music City. Number 8 with another big pick of Rogers. 8's thrown a couple of nice picks up high, both on Rogers. He does it again. Rogers is able to work his way around it, but this time they call number 8 for too much body. Foul on 8, and that turns the ball over. I have to keep adding these numbers to my score sheet. They have no names. 5, 12, 11, and 8, all participating in the game. And I apologize if Heat fans watch this broadcast after the fact. If I've gotten their names wrong, I just go with what they tell me. Shaq up high. Obunaka sets up off to the side, pulls the centerman out. Longmire is out on Shaq. Shaq with a stutter step. Nice defense by Louisville. Stopped him in his tracks. Looks like the ref is going to call number 8 for another foul. That's 2 quick ones on 8, and that'll put Shaq on the line. Tank Davis. Shaquille O'Davis. He's got 5 points to match his jersey number and looking to make it 6 and 7. Speaking of 6 and 7, there is 6:07 remaining in the half. See what I did there? Shaq misses the first. He likes the synchronicity, the congruence of 5 points for number 5. Music City not substituting with the same fervor as they typically do when they have a longer bench. Coach E. Money trying to save the legs of his players. Shaq misses them both, but big rebound by Obunaka. Shaq hop step in the lane, can't hit the shot. Obunaka looks like he took a finger to the eye or the mouth. Comes down holding his mouth. Looks like Louisville could have walked that one right in, but instead the player pitched it out, and now he'll go to the line. Foul on O'Neal, Shaquille O'Neal that is, and Stone will go to the line to shoot 2. That's Tank's second-ish foul. Stone will get a couple of opportunities to cut the lead. It is sitting at 10 right now. We're under 6 minutes to play as we've gone through half of quarter number 2. Stone misses free throw attempt number 1. The ball is live, and Music City has all of the rebounding muscle with Obunaka and Shaq under the basket. Unless this bounces out high, well, or goes in. Stone hits one, and he has one. Starks dribbles down. Thought he was throwing that one to Shaq, but it went right into the hands of Rogers. Into Starks. Starks drives to the basket, puts it just a little too hard off the glass. That one rolls off the front of the rim. Rebound Heat, here they come. Long three-pointer by Anar. He can't hit it. Rebound Isaiah. Isaiah immediately gets it to Obunaka, who got it to their tiny point guard, Tank Davis. Davis, baseball pass to Isaiah and the bottom of the net. Wow, he found Isaiah slicing toward the basket and hit him. That was a John Elway laser beam. Louisville crashing the board. Stone with the rebound. 2 offensive rebounds on the part of the Heat as they were battling off the guys in purple. Stone laid it down. He's got 3 and cuts the lead to 9. Rogers up high. Rogers muscles his way into the paint. Looked like he put a forearm right in the kisser of the Louisville defender who went down on his wallet. Before he went down, though, he sweeped. I believe the word is swept, but this is what you get. I am riding a coffee high. Swept the ball out of bounds. Music City inbounds the ball from the baseline. Holt lost control of the dribble. I think he was trying to make up his mind of shoot or pass. Nice inlet pass to Stone, who can't hit the layup. Out on Music City. Wow, what a great pass underneath by the Heat. Stone got that one in full stride and had a nice look at the basket. Couldn't put it down, though. Referee holds play as some fans are making their way in. There is literally no room around the perimeter of this floor. So when the little kids come in from the parking lot, they have to almost walk on the floor, on the playing surface. Obunaka takes a seat. Isaiah is out with Kylan. Ladarius, Trey, and L.A. out for the Kings. Ladarius takes the dribbler up high. Rogers picks him up. Right side, Music City is running. Rogers trying to get that one. Can't do it. He tried to run the ball down. Rogers and Holt went after it. Holt backed off so he didn't collide with Rogers, and Rogers got a hand on it just as he was sailing out of bounds. Turnover, Music City. Well, that's not a turnover. That was an errant pass by Louisville. All right, Louisville trying to reboot. Number 13, Franklin. Franklin whips it around into Stone underneath. Stone taking on Rogers, can't hit the basket. Couple of Heat collided. They knocked each other out of the play, and Ladarius with that quick-handed defensive rebound knocked it over to Alan Rogers, who put down the three. Rogers with 7 now on the night. Rogers with a good evening. Out to Franklin, who nails it. Franklin answers with a 3 of his own. Let's get him a 4th foul, sit him down again. Franklin with 8 on the night. Rogers taking on Stone. Rogers took a step back, now floats inside the 3-point line and nails a beautiful little shot. Rogers with 9 now. Franklin brings it down on Holt. 13 on 13 going on up high. Little pick by 12. He is still freed up. 5 into the lane, gets stuffed by Isaiah, who puts it out in front of L.A., and Rogers got fouled. Foul is on Franklin. Boy, no sooner did I say, but Franklin picks up his 4th foul of the evening. Let me make sure this is official. Referee signals the foul. It is indeed on 13. Franklin's got 4. Rogers will get 2 at the line. 49-38, 3:09 remaining in the first half. Rogers leading all Music City scorers as he now enters double digits. Isaiah sits down in favor of Michael Neal. Neal replaces Kylan up high. Holt will take one of the spots along the side of the lane as Rogers throws the second free throw. Cox comes off the bench, number 0 for Louisville, as Franklin has a seat with 4 fouls here in the first half. And there's still 3:09 to go. Rogers' second free throw attempt is up and out. I'm sorry, Franklin did not take a seat. Oh, he did. That's number 12. Wow. Kimberland, and he ended up dropping that shot. Nice job in the lane by Kimberland. He was fouled by something 2 on Nashville. That must have been Rogers. Rogers takes a seat. We're going to give him the foul. I did see the number 2 on the ref's right hand, and that is the only jersey that ends in a 2 that's on the floor for the Kings. KB, Kenneth Beard, takes Rogers' spot. Kimberland completes the 3-point play. 50-41. We're under 3 minutes to go. Mike Neal tried a little bounce pass into Trey. No way that was going. It is run down by Bailey, who ends up slamming the ball home. Referee needed to check the ball before Music City went running away with it. Holt steps out of bounds, and KY will inbound it to KB. Couple of Ks for Music City. Beard checked by number 5. Beard, some fancy dribbling. Throws it out to Mike Neal. Neal has it stripped by number 5, who can't hang on to the ball. Number 5 stripped it and then tried to grab the loose ball. His momentum took him out of bounds with it, though, so Music City will inbound from their own baseline. Under 2.5 to play. 7-point lead for the Kings, trying to extend it. Neal, baseline. Started to fall. Lost it to Louisville, who lost it to Trey. And Starks battling hard. Trey Starks with the follow-up. He's got 8 points. Here comes Louisville. into the paint. Nice pass. Number 12 threw it a little long. The ball kicks high to Cox. And Louisville inexplicably calls a timeout while they have momentum. Timeout, Heat. Louisville's coaching staff is upset. I think the timeout was called by one of the players, perhaps. Is that a timeout? So both the Louisville coaches are yelling at one of their players on the bench. The ref signaled the timeout. I think Louisville called a timeout. It was a technical foul. Okay. Technical foul. That was a bench violation on Louisville, as somebody on Louisville's bench said something to the referee, who immediately teed him up. That's why I thought it was a timeout. He signaled the tee. So the coaches are not happy with the player who was called for the tee, as you can imagine. And in the meantime, Ladarius buries the free throw, extending the lead back to 10. So Louisville, who had possession when the technical was called, will regain possession here in the aftermath of the technical. 2:05 to go. Louisville inbounding from their side of the timeline. Half court. You got 10 seconds to bring it across. Referees now confirming, looks like they might be discussing geography as they are trying to figure out where the inbound play should be from, as I end a sentence in a preposition. Louisville might have been a little bit deeper when the tee was called, but I don't know that it makes a difference in the grand scheme of things. I do appreciate that the refs are working hard to get it right. All right, Louisville should throw it into their backcourt, but brings it up into the middle, and again, beautiful passing on the part of the Heat. Cox gets his first field goal of the game, and the lead is cut to 9. Or wasn't it just 10? I guess they haven't put Ladarius's free throw up there yet when I last called the score. Kenneth Beard puts in a layup. Okay, so the lead was 11. Now it's cut to 9, and now it's back to 11, and now Trey Starks has a penalty called on him. Foul number 4. That's 3 on Starks. Obunaka quickly off the bench as Coach E. Money trying to save Trey Starks. Doesn't want anybody to foul out when they've got a short bench up here in Louisville. Number 12 will go to the line to shoot 2. 56-45. We're almost down to a minute and a half left to go in the first half. 12 throws that one short. He knew it. As soon as he let it go, he did a body motion that was to give a little oomph, trying to push some air behind that ball to get it just beyond the front of the rim. Could do it. Obunaka does check into the game. We got Obunaka, Neal, Ladarius, Kylan, and KB. All right, this one's live if he misses. 12 does not miss. He puts that one down. He's got 3 points on the afternoon. KB dribbles between his legs, loses it for a second. He is badgered by Cox. Cox gets picked by Holt. KB throws away, though. Nice defense by Louisville, and KB gets sent tumbling, but the foul is going to be on him. Beard reaching in to try to get that ball back is called for the foul. Beard and Cox now exchanging some pleasantries down here next to the lane. KB gets pulled back by one of his teammates. And it looked particularly heated, but players posturing a little bit. Music City, by the way, over the limit. So number 5, one of the nameless players for the Heat, will go to the line. He'll shoot a couple. Trying to get the lead below 10 points. 5 hits the first of those shots, and it is now a 9-point Music City lead. Rogers checks back into the game and takes Michael Neal's spot. So Rogers and KB will be in the backcourt. Ladarius and Kyle in the front court. Dominic under the basket. 5 hits them both. 56-48, 8-point lead. Ladarius, nice pass to Obunaka. Obunaka got shoved backwards. Passes out to Beard. Beard looked like he had the shot. Passed it in to KB. KB, I'm not sure if that was to Dominic or Ladarius or Rogers. It didn't hit any of them. It hit Cox, who came down and buried the basket. 6-point lead. That pass was tipped on its way to Kylan. Holt grabbed it, threw it up and missed, but Ladarius sailing through your camera angle. Ladarius puts back the shot for another deuce. 8-point lead, Music City. 3-point attempt by Louisville goes just long. They get the loose ball, send out to number 5, who misses a 3. Cox tried to run that one down. Ladarius got it instead. Palmer waits for Rogers across half court. Gets it back to him. Music City has under 30 seconds to go. There's no shot clock in the OBA. When we play Georgia on Saturday, hint, hint, you got to be at the game. We do have a shot clock. That is the USB end. That's the end of the Spring League. Now we're into Summer League. KB is getting called for... Oh, I thought he was getting called for carrying the ball, but it appears there was a foul. See who the foul was on? Foul Louisville. That'll get KB a couple of shots. There's 10 seconds left, so Coach Bell calls his team over for the first free throw. 58-50 in favor of Music City. KB misses the first. Music City has to put 2 guys up on the lane when he shoots the second. Make it or miss it, Louisville is going to have 10.6 seconds to work with to try to hit the last shot of the half. Obunaka standing sentinel down on this end of the floor, making sure there are no cherry-picking shenanigans. While KB shoots the second shot, that one is in. I said that before the ball even got there. You can tell. I'm right behind the basket. Cox dribbled it off his foot as KB forced that turnover. KB with fast feet on defense. Timeout, Music City. Did that go off? Did that go off our foot? It went off their foot, though, didn't it? Oh, I guess that was off KB's foot. Looked like it went off Cox's foot for Louisville, but that must not have been the case. I guess it went off of Beard's foot, so somebody just got teed up on Music City as with 6.9 seconds left, the players talking a little smack to each other and the referees. Refs trying to keep the game under control. Number 5 for Louisville, unable to hit the technical, so the lead remains at 9 for Music City. Louisville will have 6.9 seconds to try to make something happen, and, as I said before, try to hit the last shot of the half. Bring a little bit of momentum into the locker room. Louisville's been pesky. They have hung around this game. Music City looked like they were going to jump out to a huge lead and make this a blowout when the game started. Louisville's hung around. Cox comes down and misses the 3. Or that was an R that missed. Well, it might have been Cox. Either way. Louisville misses the 3, and we go to the locker room with a 9-point lead. 59-50 in favor of the good guys. I will cut off the stream if we're still streaming. And if not, I'll cut off the game that you're watching on tape delay. If you are watching live, we'll come back to you in about 8 minutes. Grab something to eat and return for some fun Music City Kings basketball. Dr. Steve or Heather saying thanks for watching, and we'll come back to you for the second half.